Baon ka ba sa utang ngayon? Because of COVID, are you having problems with debt? Why did we get into bad debt to begin with? We buy things we don't need with money we don't have because we want to impress people we don't even like. Maybe some of your families are saying this, till death do us part. Malapit na maghiwalay dahil sa utang. Well, the good news is we're gonna give perspective on that today. I'm Edric Mendoza, and this is Fundamentals. So, ang unang-una natin kailangan gawin, you need to ask yourself, do you have good debt or bad debt? Ano ba yung pagkakaiba? Good debt and bad debt, generally, there's two main differences. Good debt is debt you can pay, and debt that is on something that appreciates in value. For example, if you are buying property and you're gonna borrow money, and assuming that is a good location, it will appreciate in value, that is good debt. What is an example of bad debt? You have a credit card bill, and you're not paying the full amount every month. That is an example of bad debt. You cannot pay, and it is not on something that appreciates in value. So, kailangan natin tanong sarili natin, yung utang ba natin ngayon, is it good debt or bad debt? If it is good debt, that's okay for now. Keep it going. But if it is bad debt, we need to kill that right away. Okay, so you have looked at good debt and bad debt, and it could be na itong utang na to is from a bank. It could be it's a debt with collateral. It could be sa kaibigan lang to, or baka sa kumpanya ninyo, yung ATM. No? Whatever the way you acquired the debt is only secondary. Ang importante at this point is whether it's good or bad. And if it is bad, sabi ko nga kanina, that's what we need to kill. So how do we kill it? Anong pwede natin gawin to be able to get out of bad debt? Ito. Ang pwede natin gawin, there's two general approaches. When we see that we have debt, medyo dalawa, tatlo, apat, lima, you want to be able to ask several things. First, tatanong mo sarili mo, what is the total amount I need to pay? Una-una. Second, what is the effective annual interest I need to pay? Importante po yan. Effective annual interest. May ibang magsasabi ang interest, 3% per month. So, kailangan i-compute ninyo ano ba yung per annum or per year para ma-compare mo itong mga utang mo. Ngayon, if you have the total amount you need to pay for all of those loans and you have the total effective annual interest rate, yung dalawang sistema, ganito yan. Yung una is called the snowball approach. Anong snowball approach? Galing to kay Dave Ramsey sa Amerika. And he said, psychologically, you want to look at what is the debt that is the smallest total amount. Tirahin mo yun. Bakit? If you're able to kill that debt like a snowball, meron kang confidence. And as you have confidence, you now also have that extra cash. You put it on the next biggest debt, and then the next bigger, and then the next bigger. Like a snowball. Sa Pilipinas, walang snowball. So imagine nyo na lang, okay? But that is the first approach. The second approach is the more logical, mathematical approach. Yung effective annual interest rate. Kung sino ang pinakamataas, yun ang tirahin mo. Bakit? That is the one that's causing you to bleed the most because it's so high. So put all of your energy, all of the extra income and cash you're able to get, put it behind the highest effective annual interest rate first, and then you work your way down. So you choose which of those two makes sense for you. Would you like the more psychological approach na may kumpiyansa ka, you have more confidence after you hit the small amount, at least nakaisa ka na? Or are you the type that says, hindi ako makatulog sa gabi because ang taas-taas ng interest na ito, hit that one first. Alright? So that is how you can help attack the interest and the debt that you might have right now. Edric, paano kung talagang emergency at kailangan ko mangutang? I know it's bad debt, but I need it. Halimbawa, nagkasakit yung nanay ko at kailangan ko ng pera. Hey, the encouragement I have for you is obviously in emergency situations and you need the money, go and borrow. But I suggest you make sure you look at who you're borrowing from. There are ways to still avoid the dangers of bad debt. Halimbawa, can you borrow from relatives so that the interest rate will not be as high and as rigid and the payment terms the same as from a bank? Can you also now humble yourself and say, alam mo bro, some people that you trust and say, really, I'm going through hard times right now. Maybe it's time to humble yourself and say, you actually need help. And just say, I need help. And that might just open doors for you to get the money you need. Now, obviously, you better ask yourself, is this really an emergency? If it is, that's my tip. Okay, ang huling prinsipyo, as we've looked at this area of lending, paano kung ikaw yung hinihiraman ng pera? My suggestion, only lend what you're willing to give away. It's a very powerful lesson that I learned. Meron akong kaibigan na gusto mangutang ng pera and he helped set me up. So, because he helped set me up, when he borrowed money from me, he asked me for an amount and I said, hindi ko kayang ibigay yun sa utak ko. Hindi ko kayang ibigay yun. But I could give half. So I said, okay, I will give him half. And akala ko, tasapakin niya ako, pero hindi niya ginawa yun. And instead, he said, thank you, saktong-sakto lang to. So, we parted ways. And then he messaged me again. Nung minessage niya ako, bro, meet tayo. Sa totoo lang, inisip ko, naku, mangungutang naman to. I didn't want to do it, but I met him. And as I met him, he was different. He gave me money, and it was more money than I actually gave him. Una ayaw ko tanggapin, pero after a certain point, tinanggap ko dahil kailangan ko din ng pera. So, I'm sharing this not because all stories will be like that, but because of the principle. I want to encourage you. Remember that only lend what you're willing to give away. Para walang sama ng loob. So I hope that helps you as you think through this idea of lending at a time like this. So sana nakatulong yung mga principles about how to get out of debt, especially if it's bad debt. And maybe as you do that, you will not say, we will part anymore. But seriously, especially at a time like this, we can reset and say, you know what? I will solve my bad debt and I will not get into it anymore. How? By making sure that I learn to live within my means. A fundamental shift of being more prudent. Hi, I'm Edric Mendoza and I want to invite you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel of Plus Network. Do it now so you can catch more of these videos. Kung marami kayo natututunan, you're enjoying all these things, subscribe to the Plus Network YouTube channel now.